Hey guys, it's Adam here. How's it all going? Okay, so recently I undertook Qantas flight QF94 from Los Angeles International to Melbourne. That's a pretty long flight, it's about 15 hours. But on this occasion I used up some of my Qantas frequent flyer points and upgraded myself into first class. So for that entire flight I enjoyed seat 5K. And I want to show you around and share a little bit of the experience with you. Well, here I am with my cousin leaving LA City. It's quite a long drive actually out to LAX from the city, and if there's bad traffic it can be pretty horrible. Luckily we were okay. Anyone who knows LAX, there's the famous LAX tower, but anyone who knows the airport pretty well knows it's not the nicest airport to get around or to get to. But it has recently been upgraded. So here we are, and after check-in we had a look around the Qantas First Class lounge. It's really nice, pretty comfortable. The bar is well stocked. They give you like a little menu when you walk in. By the way, this is the general lounge area. The chairs are really cool. You can pretty much order whatever you want from the menu and they can make all sorts of adjustments. I tried out the hamburger. My cousin tried out the salmon. This was my kind of crushed biscuit, ice cream and strawberry dessert. Really cool. Anyway, we went for a little bit of a walk through the newly upgraded terminal. It's awesome now, by the way, much better than it was a few years ago. And here is me boarding the Qantas A380 to get into first class. Having my first look around the first class cabin. The seats are sort of in this kind of herringbone style. Really nice. And yeah, okay, I'm selfieing and having a look around my little pod for the first time with my orange juice. I love orange juice. Okay, so they actually give you these pajamas which are really, really nifty. So I went and had a quick change into them before takeoff. Yep, fastest change into PJs ever. I thought they were cute. Anyway, when I'd settled back down, I went and had another look around my pod. As you can see, there's heaps and heaps and heaps of storage space. And as the lights dimmed and we were getting ready for takeoff, yeah, I was just kicking back and watching the progress. There was so much room. You're just completely unaware of anyone else in the cabin. Yeah, here's the Qantas safety video. That's fun to watch if you get the opportunity on YouTube. So much space. Unbelievable. Now, I'll show you a bit more about this later, but most of the seat lighting and window and also screen controls are controlled with this little mini iPad thing that they've got. It's kind of fun. Maybe the OS on it is a little bit dated by today's standards, but yeah, it does the job. Okay, and here's a slow-mo having a look at all of the space, and look how big the seat is. I mean, alright, I'm a little guy anyway, but I could just easily fit in there. So here we are getting ready for takeoff. I'll shut up a bit and let you guys hear the takeoff, but you know, on the A380 in first class at that front end of the plane, takeoff is about the only sound that you really hear. You completely, you virtually just don't hear the engines at any other time in flight. It's absolutely unbelievable. So for the record now, we're actually starting to accelerate down the runway. And yeah, I was just stunned at how quiet it seemed. Woohoo! 15 hours more to enjoy this first class pod. How cool is that? It is pretty cool watching it from this tail cam that they've got on the A380. Okay, time for dinner. I actually chose the Qantas signature steak sandwich with the salsa. Really, really nice. And yeah, I was watching Two Broke Girls as well, by the way. The wine that they have available for first class is brilliant. They're continually retopping it. And you know, the guy was so nice. I just couldn't bring myself to say I didn't want any more. And this is me with another dessert. It was kind of like a white chocolate mousse thing. Okay, so it was time for bed. What they actually do is they make a little bed for you with a mattress and really comfortable blankets. I was completely lying flat. Okay, so after about 8 hours, I woke up and decided to go for a little bit of an explore. Up there is the business class area at the top of those stairs. And you know what? The toilet in first class has actually got a window. How good's that? Alright, so after I'd had a little bit of a coffee, I started to play around a bit more with the iPad seat control thing. Okay, it's not really an iPad, but yeah, whatever. It was fun, you know, there's a lot of stuff you can do, and here's me closing the windows with a push of the button. Cool. And it was time for breakfast. I had this really nifty waffle. Still with my feet up, absolutely loved it. And you can control all of your video, your music, even put your screen away with that little controller. Although I actually popped it out again pretty soon because I decided that I wanted to film the landing pretty much completely. So yeah, here we are coming into land. One of the things I point out here while we're watching this is that the seat kind of rotates. So when it's in flight mode, the seat is facing the screen at an angle away from the aisle. But during takeoff and landing, it actually rotates about 30 degrees to be parallel with the aisle. But it's only after it's rotated that you get more legroom. I guess that's so they can sort of squeeze more seats in and give everyone a sense of more space. And also so that you're completely unaware of anyone else in the cabin, which is really cool because it does actually have this kind of private jet feel to it. The aircrew, they're brilliant, you know, whatever you want at any time. I mean, you can sort of mix and match menu items and they'll bring it out to you. If you've forgotten your pen, as I always seem to do on a flight, they'll bring one to you with a smile. There's always loads of food and drink available. The amenities pack with the toothbrush, the hairbrush, other stuff in there. It's actually really high quality and I've still got it. And the slippers, the pajamas that they give you, still got them, still using them. Just so much fun. It was well worth using the frequent flyer points to upgrade. Anyway, by this time we're starting to get pretty close to descent into Melbourne. Had a little bit more of a look around. Yeah. Incidentally, the cabin has got 15 seats. It's 5 rows of 3. And here I was in 1K, which is on the front right-hand side. It's pretty nifty. It's got lots of locker space. I highly recommend it. You can actually see just to the left-hand side of my seat, there's like a little corridor. There's a little room where you can get up and have a walk around in there as well. Okay, so we're getting pretty close to touchdown now. It was a sad end to the flight. I actually wanted it to last much longer, but at the same time I was really pleased to be home. Because I'd spent about a month in the US. So would I do it again? Would I spend the frequent flyer points on it again? Yeah, I sure would actually, particularly if it was a long overnight flight. I mean, if it's a day flight, I'm generally pretty good no matter where I'm sitting on a plane, because I'll just sit back and watch the movies or read a book. But if I wanted to sleep on a flight, yeah, you know what? It's worth the frequent flyer points to give it a try.
Welcome to Australia. The local time in Melbourne is 18 minutes past 9 a.m. on Thursday, the 4th of February.
We were pretty much on time.
For safety in mind, please stay in your seat until the captain has switched off the seatbelt sign. And if you can reach your mobile phone, you may now switch off flight mode. Personal electronic devices should not be used inside the terminal.
Happy.